All right, Kinjal. So, very good evening to you, and thank you very much for giving your precious time to me and for the candidates. So, Kinjal, before we start, I just want to congratulate you for your wonderful scores. And
Thank
what
you,
we
sir.
would
And
be
the pleasure is all mine.
thank you. What we would be focusing is writing because you got seven, right?
Yeah.
Seven in writing, that too in first attempt. Now that's a milestone in itself. All right. So I know you're running very busy, so I won't take much of your time. Just few questions on writing. That's all.
Okay.
So Kinjal, writing is the area where many people have problem. I have seen doctors, lawyers, engineers, chartered accountants like me, even they do not
Very
get the
true,
bands
sir.
in writing and they get stuck at 6 or 6.5 again and again and again and again. It is not like that. They do not have good English, but still there is something which do not enable them to go past that 6.5 and get band 7. So what do you think that, how did you get band 7 in first attempt?
So, sir, my basic rule was whatever Ganesh sir has told, I have to just follow that blindly. Thanks to all the tips and tricks what you have given me. The best thing what I remember you had told me was write it in a most simple language as you can. So
Okay.
uh, I was just going with that rule that I have to be as simple as I could be with most simpler words I can use, and it has to be the message has to be very clear, short, and I don't have to write a essay kind of a thing. It has to cover all the points and tricks whatever you had given me. So it was quite easy for me to score and write a letter.
Okay. All right.
The best thing I could say, sir, as you had told me, the tricks and tips, whatever you could give us, but the only key point to score well is practice. Practice, practice, and practice is all I can do. I can say, I'm like, that's the best thing you can do.
Yes, exactly. So, yes, I tell to my candidates that don't try to impress the examiner with big, big words.
I remember
Okay?
your words.
Write essay, keeping in mind the reader. He should be in a position to understand what you're writing. Okay, he should not read it twice. He should not read it thrice.
Yes.
If examiner is reading your essay, there are two possibilities. Either your essay will give him a pleasure, or either your essay will give him a pain. If your essay causes him a
I
pain,
still remember this thing. I even while writing, I used to reread it. Proofreading, I used to always think if I would have been an examiner, whether I'll get a headache reading this essay or not. So I had this thing in my mind.
always, every sentence that you write in your writing task 2 or task 1, after writing that sentence, just ask yourself, is this sentence clear? Is this sentence relevant to the topic? If yes, then keep it. Otherwise, just remove it. All right. So it's all about the reader's point of view. Will he
Yes.
understand what I'm trying to convey with this kind of reading? Sorry, with this kind of writing. No, that is very important. Yep. So write a clear essay. That is more important rather than showing off the examiner. Now, second thing. What I've observed in these years when I checked so many essays of the candidates, grammar is the problem for many. Okay,
Yes.
grammar, because of grammar, you do not lose marks only on grammar, but you also lose marks for coherence and cohesion.
Right,
So,
sir.
how did you check grammar? Did you practice any grammar rules apart from my coaching for writing, or you
So I
believed
would
in your
say
grammar?
just with practice, I didn't do any fancy things. I just followed you blindly for
Okay.
everything. And basic grammar, I would say it comes only with practices. I used to give you my essays and everything, and you used to correct, and I used to take note of the errors what I was there, I had in my previous essays. I used
Mhm.
to keep that in mind and would make sure that I don't repeat the mistakes again and again.
Perfect, perfect. That means, can I say you did not do much extra for the grammar? You just believed in your grammar, and whatever
Yes,
mistakes I have highlighted in your feedback, you just made sure that you don't repeat that in your next essay, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfect. So that's how the feedback works. Take the mistakes, work on them, don't repeat them in your next essay. In second
Yes.
essay, I will give you further feedbacks. Identify your weaknesses, don't make those mistakes in your third essay. Perfect, perfect. Now about vocabulary. Okay. So did you try to by heart some words in the name of vocabulary, or you believed in your
Never,
vocabulary?
never. I never did that. I never did that. Yes, I tried, as you said, I used to read papers. That was the main source what I used to refer for my vocab. But I never used any fancy words which I had to really think of. I used to only use the words which I knew the meaning and everything about that. So that I
Yes.
remember that you had told me that if you know only even 50% of that word, don't use it. So I used that rule again, that I will not use any word which I have absolutely no idea about, and it would have been just like a by-hearted thing. I never did that.
Yep, exactly. Because examiners want the words that are correct. All right.
Yes,
So
perfect.
rather than using a big word and a complex word, but using it wrong, it is better to use a simple word but with
Yes.
100% accuracy. For
Right.
examiners, showing off and accuracy. Accuracy is the key to examiners. Rather than range, they believe in accuracy. So I
Right.
always tell this to my candidates: use a word in the name of vocabulary only if you know everything about that word. You know its spelling, you know its meaning, you know its synonyms, you know its antonyms, you know how to use that in past tense, present tense, and future tense. If you don't know any of these things, then please don't use that word, because if you do that, most
So
probably you
my
would be
motto
going wrong.
was I used to only use those simple words, which is easier for examiner, and also there is no space of any mistake. At this
Yep,
platform, I
exactly.
didn't want it to do any
Exactly,
mistake.
exactly. True. So we have covered grammar, we have covered vocabulary. Now let us see about practice. So how many writing task two and writing task one you have actually written for practice? Did you write n number of essays?
Yes, I was very bad at practicing because I had my clinic to manage, I had my baby to manage, so I really didn't had much time to focus. But still, I managed to writing one task one ka I must have written approximately 10 to 12,
Mm-hmm.
and task two I must have written at least 12 to 15. I used to find that little difficult,
Perfect, perfect.
writing
Yep.
an essay on the given topic,
Yep.
because in case of that topic is not known and I have no clue about it, then rather I would just practice and write something which I can share my viewpoint on that.
So minimum 20-25 writings you should
Yes,
write
sir.
put together,
Ideally,
task one
yes.
and task two. Perfect, perfect.
Ideally.
Now, initially, when you were writing your essays and letters, did you focus on the time that I will finish this task two in 40
Never,
minutes?
never, sir. Never,
Okay.
sir. It was just last 1 week I focused on the time, as well as it was just the ideas and everything to pen down. That was the key point. Never to look at the clock first.
Okay, okay, perfect. Because I say the same thing. I say the same thing, that do not focus on the time. If you try to write a perfect essay within the time slot that is given in IELTS exam, that is 40 minutes for task two and 20 minutes for task one. If you try to do that right from your first essay, your essay will be a spoiler.
Because
Initially,
there would
focus
be
on
too
the
many
clarity.
things running in your mind. You have to keep a check on the clock. You have to run the ideas, and then the proofreading. You tend to make a mistake. And secondly, I would say you are already under too much of pressure of an exam in the examination hall. So better before that only just calm yourself, calm your mind. Then only the ideas can run in your mind.
Yep, exactly, exactly. So when you practice initially, don't focus on time. But once you have written 10 to 15 writings, then start focusing on time also. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what advice you would like to give to all other test takers, not only my candidates, but all test takers, how to approach writing? How serious they should take or how serious they should not take the writing stuff?
Writing has to be really seriously taken, sir. I guess the first thing I would always say is take writing really very seriously, and practice the section two,
Okay, task
uh,
two.
task two, yes,
Yep.
more, and go through more and more topics. It will give you more and more ideas, and compare the pre-written essays also, so you get an idea of what are the topics to be written, and go as per the steps, do the proofreading. Don't worry too much, just concentrate on simple and clear ideas. Don't complicate and don't try to impress the
Examiner.
examiner. That's the best point. Even they can see the efforts in your writing if you're trying to impress them.
Yes.
They are the
Examiners
good mind readers.
examiners are trained to spot whether you're trying to impress them or not, and if
Yes.
examiners spot that you're trying to impress him, they will go very strict at your writing and they will point out every single mistake and they will be quick to reduce your bans.
So
Perfect.
act dumb and impress the writer.
Okay, all right. So that was about writing, Kinjal. So what I can see is that you just followed my coaching and you believed in your grammar, you believed in your vocabulary. You did write around 20 to 25 writing tasks, one task to put together, and this is
Yes.
how you got the bands, right? But yes, what I can see is that you have taken the writing very, 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 very seriously, and that's the reason why you got band 7 in first try. Otherwise, let me tell you, band 7 in writing in first try, very rare I have seen. Now,
Small mistakes, grammatical error, the commas, the full stops, even you have to take care of that also.
yes,
Matlab, you
exactly.
can lose marks in all those also. So just keep in mind that wherever it is appropriate to put a comma, wherever it is appropriate to put the full stop, you should know the meaning, where to put a comma, where to put a full stop, where to put an exclamatory mark, or
Yep,
whatever,
exactly.
signing in, signing out. You should know everything, and then knowing the meaning, and just not blindly following whatever
Yes.
material is there all over the internet.
Yep, exactly, exactly. True, true. So now I won't take much of your time. You're running busy. I know. Just one last advice if you want to give to the people about overall IELTS, how to approach overall IELTS.
So I would just say one thing, that practice is the key to pass IELTS in one shot or second shot or whatever. But just don't lose hope. Give yourself enough time to practice each and every section. Even reading is equally
Important.
important. Yeah, it is really very important. Reading, there are many topics like true, false, and everything is quite difficult. You can only achieve with practice.
Okay.
Practice and only practice. Before my exam, I must have I had book number 11, 12, 13, and 14 all solved. All the papers of reading, writing, everything was been solved.
Perfect. Perfect.
I used to do a role play with my husband also.
Okay, that means he used to ask you questions and
Yeah, I used to
yeah.
do that.
Okay. Perfect, perfect, Kinjal. So, Kinjal, thank you very much for giving me your time and for letting us know how did you actually go about writing and got the bands in writing in the first attempt. 7 in writing is really a wonderful thing. You
Thank
know,
you so much. All thanks
don't
to you,
don't
sir.
think, sir, I got only 7 and my husband got
I was
7.5.
really disheartened, sir.
No,
But
that's fine. See,
yeah,
I trained both of you guys, Rahul and you, right? Yeah. Rahul got 7.5, you got 7, but look at the positive thing that you got 7. Except the fact that Rahul did a lot of hard work than you. I know it, right?
I know, I know.
Yeah.
I
So
did it
therefore,
50%
yeah.
of what he did.
Therefore he got 7.5, but still
Yeah.
7, as I said, it's a wonderful achievement. That's the
Thank you
reason why
so
I'm,
much, sir.
here with
All
you.
thanks to you, sir. And I would just tell the candidates who are going through Southward IELTS, just follow him blindly. He's the right person, and you're at the right place to score your best.
Thank you, thank you. That's an honor, and I will take it with a smile. Thank you, Kunjal,
Thank
and I
you.
wish you all the best for your PR. I know you guys have already applied, and you're waiting for the things to get normal in Canada due to this lockdown and COVID. But
Yes,
I'm sure that as soon as things go back normal, you will be in Canada. All right. Enjoy and all
sure,
the best for
sir.
your life.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.